الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. ربنا زدنا علما أجمعين وعلمنا الكتاب آمين. Okay, so any questions from Friday? No questions? Do you still remember last weekend or last week? It seems long if you didn't. That means you didn't do the homework.
Subhanallah, I totally forgot about the homework.
I should have something like separate, maybe a separate email or I don't know. I'm gonna try to do something and the homework thing is, I assign it to you because I think that, first of all, I'm not trying to give you a lot of stuff to do besides what you already have. But it's just because I say this is a homework and just because you do it doesn't mean that, okay, now I'm good with this lesson. So a homework, lessons in this book, they usually have like 3-4 exercises, and I usually only give 1 or 2. But to fully comprehend the lesson, you really have to do all of the exercises. So just because I'm not giving you an exercise to do doesn't mean that it's not beneficial for you to do. Can you just shut the door a little bit? Okay. Don't close all of it. Just leave it. Yeah. Okay. How are you doing, brother? So I was just basically telling them, I try to announce the homework at the end of the class. But even if I don't assign the homework and or I assign only one or 2 exercises, if you really want to get the most out of this class, you should just do the homework regardless of whether it's given to you or not. Firstly, because the answers are available to you, so you can go on the LQ Toronto website and go on the download section, and there's a PDF that has all the answers for all 3 books. So you can click on the first book, and then you do the exercises, read, and then you have the answers to check with. The Iqra Waktub are really helpful and important. So reading them, understanding them, writing them out in English, all of that is just to help you. So I think we said this before, you're only going to get out of this class what you put in, right? So if you're just just hanging on, just coming to the class, but you're not participating, or you're not involved within, or yourself, you're not pushing yourself to do as much as you can, then it's gonna wear down on you. So do the exercises that that we give for homework, and then do them on your own, just because if you want to feel like you want to get more out of the lesson. Okay. So are there any questions from anyone else about Friday or last week or something to go over? Good. The whole Friday class you need to go over? What did we do Friday? We were doing plurals, right? Plural nouns. Okay. So we said that there's 2 kinds of plurals, right? So if we want to make something plural, like mu'min, what's one way to make this plural? Add an una, right? So if we take this and say mu'minuna, so mu'min is a believer, and mu'minuna is believers in plural. Okay. So this is, we said, the sound plural, right? So they like talib, talibuna, okay? And then there's another way, which is to do it in the broken way, So if you have something like sarirun, which means what? Bed, sarirun. And then to make it plural, I'm going to say sururun. Okay, this comes in the Quran, sururun. So sururun has the same roots, sin, ra, but it's a different pattern, sururun. Okay, and it's on the pattern of, we read all the patterns on Friday, we said fu'ulun, right? Fu'ulun. And then one thing that usually gets people is like, how do you know if it's sound or if it's like one of the broken patterns, right? And we said usually you can't know, right? One thing though is that there are some words have both sound and broken patterns, and it just depends on usage. So one will be used more than the other. So for example, talib, the plural for that is what? Actually, no. In the book, they said tullabun. They said tullabun. So they said tullabun is how you say plural students. Okay. There's another pattern for talib, which is talabatun. Okay, and this is on the pattern of fa'alatun. Fa'alatun. Okay, so now you have students, tullabun, and you have talabatun. Also means the same thing. They're students, right? So they're just two ways of saying students. So it's just a different pattern. Usually you see tullabun more frequently. So you'll hear things like Assalamu alaikum. You'll hear talabatul ilm, right? Students of knowledge.
I think we don't have that pattern
It's I might be saying it differently.
For plural bed, you said that's
Yeah. No, it's fi'latun, sorry. No. Fi'latun or fa'latun. Okay. So this was one of the patterns in that we said. But basically the point is that you have tullabun, which is a fu'alun pattern, right? Fu'alun. And then you have talabatun, which is a different pattern. So you're going to see both of them, but just know that one is probably going to be used more than the other. The other one is also, it's in the Quran, right? So what's a prophet? That's a messenger. What's a prophet? Nabiyun, right? So you have Nabiyun. Okay. What's the plural? Anbiya, right? You usually see Anbiya. Okay. There's another plural, and it's in the Quran. Nabiyun. Right? Usually you see it as Nabiyun, but originally it's Nabiyun.
Are those the only two patterns for students?
I don't think so. Technically, you could make every single pattern out of it.
Really? Would that be considered?
But you wouldn't know. There's just a common. There's just how frequently they're.
But would it be considered incorrect grammatically?
Grammatically, no, they would not be incorrect. Grammatically, it would be correct.
So
But usage-wise, it wouldn't be.
So they call the Taliban in Afghanistan.
Taliban, yeah.
That's incorrect, correct?
No, Taliban in Arabic means two students. But in Farsi and like Urdu and stuff, adding an, like if you have Talib, right? Yeah, it's from Talib. Taliban is from students. No.
Which one on the Nabi and Anbiya, what's the Nabiya? Which one is broken, which one is sound?
Okay, which one of these is broken? Which one of these is sound? Nabiyuna, right? Because the sound one, for the male, you add a una. So this is where you get Nabiyuna. So this is the sound one. And then Anbiya is on the pattern of Af'ila.
I don't know if Brother Opportunity was here to get the English examples of that.
No, I was out last week.
So we said that in English, right? If you wanna say the plural of pen, what do you say? Pens, right? But what if I want to say the plural of child? What do I say? Children, right? So usually the sound way to say something plural is to add an S, right? Tables, couches, seats, things like that. But there's some words like child, or we said mouse. The plural of mouse is mice, right? So they don't follow the pattern. You don't add an S to it. You add something else to it. So it's the same way in Arabic. So for the masculine, the sound you add a una, muslimuna, mu'minuna, and then there's a broken way, which are if you go to lesson 13 in the back, you'll see all of those patterns. There's like about a dozen. So fu'alun is one, af'ila'un is one, fa'latun is one, fu'ulun is one. So all of those are patterns. Sometimes you'll see the sound, sometimes you'll see the broken. Okay. All right. And then we said the way to make a feminine plural is how? So if I say instead of mu'minun, I say mu'minatun. Okay, what's the plural for this? Mu'minatun, right? Mu'minatun. So this is the sound way to make it. So with whatever you have the ta marbuta, you change it to a regular ta, and then you add an alif before it. So mu'minatun, right? Muslimatun. So that's the feminine sound way to make the plural. Okay. The only other thing that lesson 13 has is what's it called? A verb, right? So verbs. Okay. How about this? We'll I don't know if I should do verbs right now. Yeah.
For male, if it's a sound plural, then we would have. If it's a female, then we just.
You do add.
Right. To.
Yeah.
And if it's a sound broken plural, then it's gonna follow this pattern, any of these patterns.
Right.
Regardless if it's a male.
No. I think it's mostly for male. Yeah. Let me check if it says anything. I mean, yeah, you'll basically whenever you see a word from now on, you're gonna see it's plural. So you will get the pattern pretty quickly.
I think what like this one.
In what?
Is that?
Yeah, you're right. In this one. But I think pretty much for anything that ends with ta marbuta which is feminine, it will have atun. okay, to make it plural. That's what I was trying to say. Like I didn't, yeah, because niswa means a female, but it's for, it's not, it doesn't end with a ta marbuta. Yeah. Okay. Then there was something in lesson 13. This is just a word, ba'dun. Ba'dun means some. So you use this usually as a mudaf ilayhi. So if you want to say some
I'm sorry, that also
people
means together, right?
together. How so? Up until now, they've just introduced it as basically, like they've said ba'duhum, right? They said some of them, so it's ba'duhum. So
well,
this,
like, how would you say how do you say multiply?
how do you say in what?
Like to multiply something?
Da'afa. So that's a verb. So من ذا الذي يقرض الله قرضا حسنا ليضاعف له أضعافا كثيرة, right? Multiply it. So
No, I mean like mathematically.
yeah, I don't know that term. Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's okay. But okay, so if I want to say, let's say if I want to say some people. How do you say people? قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ, right? So I would just say بَعْضُ النَّاسِ. And what would be on the scene? Would it be a fatha, dhamma, or kasra? Kasra, right? Because it's a mudaf ilayhi. So the mudaf is definite and it has a dhamma. And then the mudaf ilayhi we said is majroor, right? So it's majroor, so it gets the kasra. Ba'dul nas means some people. Ba'dul, how about ba'ain dal? Yeah. So the way you say thing is shay'un. Right? How do you say things? It's a broken pattern. Ashya. Actually, it's ashya'u, I think. Yeah, ashya'u. Okay? So thing is shay'un and ashya'u is things. Alright, how do I say some things? Ba'dul ashya'. So I'm going to say the same thing, ba'du, and then instead of an-nas, I'm going to say al-ashya'. And we're going to talk about why it's ashya'a. Okay. But it is mudaf and mudaf ilayhi. Some things ba'dul ashya'a. Alright? Any questions so far?
And that ashya, that doesn't have the...
It doesn't have the tanween.
No, the shamsiyya, because
yeah, the lam has the sukun. The sheen, because this begins with a hamza. Okay, maybe this is, if you're confused right now, it's okay. Don't worry about it. This is just extra information. Okay, the thing important is to know that ba'du means some. That's it. It's not a verb. It's a noun. It's a noun. Okay, so let's go to lesson 13, part B. So we're on page 74.
Which page is that
74, exercise B. Actually, go one page back. Let's do the end of. We'll do a little bit of the end of part A. So go to page 73. 73. All right. Alright, let's do the last, so that last page 73, there's 3 Iqra Waktubs in there, so we'll do those, we'll do the exercise, the last exercise, and then we'll do the Kalimat al-Jadid, okay, and then we'll take a break. So number 14, can you read it, Brother Afnan? 73? That's what it looks like.
Make sure you keep the same subject.
Of B. So we're basically on lesson 13, the end of section 1. You see it? Brother Abdul Jalil, you got it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, brother, man.
Alright, so read the first sentence. The one that begins with Aina Tullabu.
أين الطلاب الجديد؟
Not Jadidun,
لا جديد.
Jududu. What's Jududu?
New.
Plural of Jadid, right? Plural of Jadid. So Aina Tullabul Jududu means
Are the new students?
where? Where are the new students? Aina Tullabul Jududu, where are the new students? What is the next word? Akharaju. What does that mean? Brother Afnan.
Focus, brother.
What's kharaja? He left, right? So kharaju means they left. So akharaju means I'm asking you, did they leave? Did they leave? Keep going.
نعم خرجوا
وذهبوا
وذهبوا إلى المكتب. They left and they went to school.
Maktabatu means what? Library or bookshop. So maktabatu, al-maktaba is a library or bookshop. And that's not the same as maktab. So maktab is a desk, right? Maktabatun is like a library or bookshop.
Real quick, the first one says al-jadudu.
Al-jududu.
Al-jududu.
Yes.
So they made the plural of new instead of making the students.
Yes, this is the other thing, right? So we said that the adjective has to agree with the noun when it's plural or singular, right? So if I'm saying tullabun, is tullabun masculine or I'm sorry, is it singular or plural? Plural, right? So tullabun. So if I'm going to say new students, I have to say, instead of jadidun, I'm going to say jududun. Jududun. So new students. Tullabun jududun. What's a new student? Talibun jadidun, right? That's the singular form. Jadidun. Okay, but when I use a plural, when I go to the plural noun, I have to use the plural version of the jadid. Okay. All right. Next sentence, Sister Tahra. Yes. A little louder. Ahaulai. Atibba'u. What's atibba? Well, what's atibba? Someone.
Doctors.
Doctors, right? So how do you say a doctor? Tabibun. Tabibun, the plural of tabibun is atibba'u. So the question is, aha'ula'i al-atibba'u muslimuna? What does that mean? These are these doctors Muslims? Keep going. Na'am hum muslimuna means yes, they are Muslims. Okay. Any questions?
Back to number 14. So to form the past plural of a verb, just add a vowel and an
I thought we did this. So the question was the past. How do you the plural form of kharaja is kharaju, right? So kharaja is he went, right? And then how do you say she went? Or he went out. Sorry, he went out. Kharajat, right? Kharajat. With a sukoon on the ta. How do you say they went? They went out. Kharaju. Kharaju. Kharaju means they went out. Like it's for the home. So three or more males went out, or a group of male and female went out.
So we have jalasu.
It would be jalasu, right? So they all sat. How would you say they all wrote? Katabu. Actually, maybe we will do nouns. Sorry, verbs at the end. We'll see. Okay, number 16. Brother Najmo in the back. Yes.
Li abna'i sagar.
Li abna'un
Abna'un
sigharun.
sigar.
Okay, what does that mean? Li abna'un sigharun. What's li mean? To me, right? To me, or I have li. Alright, and then what's abna'un? Plural of what? Son, right? So you always, whenever you see something, always try to look for the root. So you have ba and noon. So what else do you know that has ba and noon? You know ibn, right? Ibnun. So ibnun means a son. So abna'u, you can just figure out it's the plural pattern of ibn. Okay? And then so now you look at the pattern for sigharun. What word do you know that has saghara? Saghirun, right? So this is the pattern for saghirun, the plural pattern. So abna'u sigharun means small sons. So we're saying li abna'un sigharun, I have small sons. Keep going. Fil madrasati. Good. Madrasati mutawassitatu. Mutawassitati. Okay, so what's ba'duhum mean? Some of them fil madrasati al-ibtidaiyati are in primary school. Ibtidaiyya is primary school. And some of them are in madrasat al-mutawassita means middle school. Middle school. Okay. Uktub jam'a al-kalimat al-atiyah. So write the plural of the following words. Okay. What's the plural of kabir? What does kabir mean? Big. How do you say big plural? Kibar. Kibar. Kabiratun is for feminine. Kibarun. Okay. So this follows a pattern of fi'alun. Always try to see what pattern it's on. Okay. Plural of Muslim is Muslimuna. Muslimuna. Okay. What about Rajulun? Rajulun means man. How do you say men? Rijalun. Just like the pattern, Sigharun, Rijalun, Fi'alun. Okay. Da'if means, Ibn means, we just read, son, right? So Abna'u means sons. Okay. Daif is what? Guest. How do you say guests? Duyuf. Duyuf. Okay. This follows the pattern of fu'ulun. Fu'ulun. Okay. So what else is something that follows pattern of fu'ulun? How do you say plural of Rasul? No, sorry, that's Rusulun. Fu'ulun. What's the pattern? What's Najmun? Star. What's Nujumun, right? So that follows Fu'ulun. Nujumun. Okay. Okay, next one. Fata, which means young boy. Okay, and what's the plural? Fityatun. Fityatun. So I'm writing these, I'm saying these, but you're not expected to know all of these like this. Okay? So they'll come slowly, inshallah. So fityatun is a plural, and it looks weird because it looks like it's a feminine noun, but it's not. Okay, the pattern is fi'latun. Fi'latun. Okay. Alright, halfway done. Hajjun means pilgrim, right? Haji. How do you say pilgrims? Hujjajun. Okay. Akhun means brother, so how do you say brothers? Ikhwatun. Brothers, okay. Saghirun we just did. What's the plural? Sigharun. Sigharun. What's tawilun? Tall. What's the plural of tawil? Tiwal. Tiwal. Okay. What's ghaniyun? Ghaniyun means rich. And then how do you say rich plural? Aghniya. Aghniya. Last one, faqirun means poor. Okay, how do you say poor plural? Fuqara. It's in the Quran, right? Fuqara. So these will come to you. The more you read the Quran, you'll pick these up. Always try to look for the pattern, right? So what's the pattern for fuqara? Fu'ala'u. Fu'ala'u. Alright. Let's do the kalimat al-jadida. We'll take a short break. What's al-haqal? Field. It means like a farm or like a field where you like till and grow stuff, I guess. Okay. So what's the plural for that? It's written right next to it. Huqulun. Huqulun, right? So that follows the pattern of fu'ulun. Okay. Ad-dayfu we just said means
Guest.
guest.
What was the plural of that again? What was the plural of guest?
Duyuf.
Duyuf.
Yeah, right here. Okay, and then the next one we did hukul. What's sheikh? An old person or like a scholar, right? What's the plural? Shuyukh. So it follows the same pattern. Fu'ul, shuyukh, shuyukhun. Okay. And what's an-nas? People. What's al-mat'am? Restaurant. What's kitchen? Matbakh. Mat'am is restaurant, matbakh is kitchen. Qaryatu? Village or town, small, basically like a small, smaller than a city. Last one, Madrasat al-Ibtidaiya, we said primary school, right? Okay. Let's take 3-4 minutes break and we'll be back.
Brother Hassan said, هؤلاء الأطباء.
أطباء.
Say it, how did you say that?
هؤلاء
الأطباء. How do you say it together?
هؤلاء الأطباء. I think so. That the sentence was هؤلاء الأطباء.
And why is it in? Is it because it's, I thought it was for the, only for simple letters. You say in.
Yeah. So the أطباء begins with a hamza. So hamza is a qamariya letter, I think. So you say al-asma, right? The sky. So you, yeah. So the hamza is the first letter. Are you asking why it's not هؤلاء الأطباء?
No, I was saying, why are you saying the kasra?
Oh, هؤلاء.
Yeah.
It is originally kasra. At least that's what I think. هؤلاء. Yeah, so if you go to the key, it says the plural of هذا and هذه is هؤلاء.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the hamza at the end has a kasra on it.
And you're not pronouncing the lam because of...
No, you are pronouncing the lam. You are saying هؤلاء الأطباء.
Okay, because it's a comedy lam.
Yeah. Okay, we have 10 minutes left. So the part B we're on, 74 page. The only thing that this section has new is the way you say they went for a group of females. Okay, so we said we've seen dhahaba is for he went, and if I want to say she went, I say dhahabat, right? And then if I want to say you went, a male, I'm going to say dhahabta. I'm going to say dhahabta. And then you female went dhahabti. And then I went dhahabtu. Okay. And then just now we or 13 said they went, third person male group, dhahabu. And now we're going to learn dhahabna, which is they female went.
How do you say we went?
You're just asking for confusion. If I tell you right now, it's going to be confusing, so I'm going to leave it. Actually, don't worry about memorizing this. Okay, we'll give it in a list where it'll be much easier to memorize it. Okay, so just for now, just know dhahabna is they female plural went. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to explain it. I don't have time for explaining it, but when I get to explaining it, then you'll see all of them all at once, and then you'll say, okay, this is, you can figure out the pattern, where the pattern switches.
We're not ready for it.
We don't have time right now. Okay, so let's read 74. I'll give the homework, and then we'll be done, inshallah. Okay. Read the first one, Brother Abdul Jalil. From Man Ha'ula'i.
من هؤلاء
فتيات
يا
مريم.
يا
Maryam. Okay, so what's Man Ha'ula'i? Who are these? So Ha'ula'i is these. So Man Ha'ula'i, who are these? And what's Al-Fatayatu? Young girls, right? So Fatan, and then Fataya. What's the word for? It was listed as it was actually a different pronoun. A young man is fatan, and then a young woman is fatatun. Never mind, fatatun.
Fatiyatu.
Okay, so fata. So the word fata is just kind of weird. So fata is a young man. Okay, if I want to say a young woman, I'm gonna say fatatun. Okay, fatatun. Okay. Now, if I want to make this plural, I'm gonna say. Usually, you add an atun, right, with an open ta. Because there's already an alif here, we're gonna say fatayatun. Fatayatun is a group of young girls. Fatayatun.
No, I was asking this one, the young girl who said Fatiyatu, Fatiyati.
Man ha'ula'i al-fatayatu. It's a marfu'. These girls. Okay. Next one, brother Ala.
هن زميلات.
Zamilati.
زميلات. هن زميلات.
Okay. Zamilati means
They are my colleagues.
they are my classmates. They are my classmates or colleagues, right? So we said, what's Zamil?
A colleague.
A colleague, right? So it's male. Okay, if I want to make it female, I'm going to say Zamilatun. Right, that's how you usually make things feminine. Now, if I want to make it plural, I'm going to say, take this off and add a atun. So Zamilatun are a group of female colleagues. And then if I want to say my group, my female, my classmates, I'm just going to add a ya mutakallim. Zamilati. Okay. So just once you see how the word goes from zamil to zamilati, then you can just figure out, okay, it's not as confusing as it is, okay?
Plural for male, right?
No, female. Zamilatun, we said, was a female colleague.
What did you say the rule was for
It drags it down. So even though this is zamila,
No, but when do you put it?
when you put what?
The what? Yeah.
When you're saying my.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, for my. Right. Alright, next one, Brother Paul. Third sentence.
أخواتون هن
Akhawatun hunna means
أخواتون هن
it's a little tricky. Are they sisters? So he's asking, are they sisters? Right? What is brothers? Ikhwatun. Ikhwatun is brothers, and then akhawatun is sisters. Akhawatun, sisters. So akhawatun hunna, are they sisters? Next one, Brother Afnan.
نعم قلنا أخوات.
Means?
They are sisters.
Yes, they are sisters. Okay, Brother Anwar, next.
من أبواهن
Man abuhunna.
من أبوهن
What does that mean?
where
Man means
Minus from
who?
who
So abuhunna,
means mother.
father of their or them. So who is their father? It's a mudaf ilayhi. Next one, Brother Salim in the back. Abuhunna ash-shaykhu Bilalun. So their father is Sheikh Bilal. Okay, we keep going. Ustadhati. Ummuhunna. Ustadhati means their mother. Ummuhunna is my teacher. So Ustadhati means my teacher. Brother Najmul, next one.
أين بيتهن
Aina baytuhunna means?
that your home
Aina means? Where?
where is your home
Not yours. Hunna, their home. Where is their home, Sister Aulia? من المدرسة. So بيتهن قريب من المدرسة means? Their house is near the school. Okay. If you're a little bit confused, it's okay. You can reread it again, and then you can ask questions on Wednesday. For homework, on the next page, Iqra Waktub has 10 sentences, so you want to read them and then write them in English too.
Brother Hassan, but that one, why wasn't Qariba ila al-Muqasim as opposed to Qariba?
Baytu is masculine, right? So it's Baytuhunna qaribun.
No.